It was a shame that fight didn't last any longer, because I thought for 3.5 rounds it was very compelling. It was high level. They were both like tightly coiled springs. We were waiting for the first breakthrough. And when it happened, it should have been the first highlight of a really engaging contest at 147. But it was just the beginning of a very swift end. Compliments of Bud Crawford, who might just be the most clinical finisher in boxing today. Is he the best pound for pound? I think really that's a matter of taste. Canelo, Inoue, Crawford, take your pick. But as much as that finish reminded us that Bud Crawford is a tremendous finisher, I thought as well it really just showed us that Kell Brook retirement is really just around the corner. I thought when he got hit with that really good kind of jab hook on the counter by Crawford, who then decided, let's stay southpaw, I just thought all the belief came out of Kell Brook at that moment, that the odds had been made official to him, that he'd been handed the script that you're supposed to lose, because he didn't throw a punch again from the time that Crawford was sent to a neutral corner and he came back to finish the job. Yes, very swift and brilliant in terms of closing the show, but I thought Brook's demeanor was just like, you know, this is it now, the walls are closing in. He didn't strike me as the kind of guy who was willing to just go through absolute hell to get the victory, because again, mentally, where he is, he's not there right now with his career. Crawford's mentality right now is a very dominant alpha male type, where he's like, no one can beat me right now. You know, and he's got almost, some people were saying, almost like a bit of childish meanness to him, like in the schoolyard. But that goes into the recipe right now of a guy who mentally is just super on top of his game. Brook had said before the fight that he wanted to try and fight all the best available opponents there. Like that's a victory in itself, so he has no regrets. And then later in the post-fight interviews, he was saying that because he went out on a shield, that's better than going out on an injury. So of course, with the fact that so many people said he quit against Spence and Golovkin, he's got those demons to deal with, and maybe he feels, even though it ended so quickly in the 4th round, that he has somewhat exercised them as well by the fact the referee came in to stop it. I think Brook should maybe have one more fight, European level, in Bramall Lane over here in Sheffield. Try and exercise a little bit of the Spence loss by having it in the same place and then just sail off into the sunset. That would be my suggestion. Terence Crawford looked tremendous. All the talk of Brook being this big, fully fledged welterweight, it didn't really hold water to me, because I was looking at them and thinking, Brook's not much bigger, is he? And it's Crawford who has the most significant physical advantage, which was reach, and he used it very well. He makes adjustments. He can switch. That's where his possible greatness lies if he continues to win. He is a fresh 33, but he is 33 nonetheless. We need to see the fight with Errol Spence. And similar to the fight between AJ and Tyson Fury, we need to see this now no later than next year, because that window of it being still very relevant will just pass otherwise. Errol Spence has first got to get past Danny Garcia. If he is still 80% of the guy he was, I think, pre-crash, he gets the job done, maybe stops him. And then, next year, if Crawford can get rid of Bob Arum as well, then we might get that welterweight showdown.